What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum. You're you. Welcome back to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum. You're you. Hello, and welcome to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum. You're you. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my studio. My name is Joseph Finchum. You're you. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum, and you are, of course, you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum. You're you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum. I just talked to myself for a couple of minutes, so that was fun. I am frustration incarnate. I'm a day late. You're apparently no one yet, but that's okay. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's studio.
What's up, everybody? And what do you mean they're all gone? All of them? Because of the intro thing? Well, I thought it was funny. Today we're talking about goals. This video is about goals. And I'm going to start off by saying I have a new goal I just created right now, which I will label as Goal 0. I just spent 25 minutes setting up and positioning a camera that I am using only to capture audio. So the new goal is realize when you're doing stupid things and try and avoid doing them. Anyway, okay, let's get into this. I'm really happy that this video is finished, which it isn't because I'm recording it right now, and then I'm going to have to edit it. But when you're seeing this, it'll be finished, and I will be happy. I started making this video in November, and then December happened, and I finally got back to it in the very beginning of January, and the editing has been taking longer than I expected, because I'm out of practice with editing. So, hopefully, everything goes to plan, and we get this video done and uploaded. So I make goals every year, and I break my goals down into 3 categories, which are easy, moderate, and hard. But this isn't really about difficulty, it's about my own personal influence over them. Easy goals are things that, well, only I can influence. Moderate goals are things I can influence, but it's still up to outside forces or other people. And then hard goals are things I can work on, but are really completely up to other people. My influence over them is very nil, but I might have to take the first action. Anyway, let's get into it. So first I'm going to go over my 2021 goal, which I set up around last February. And even though I started getting serious about the YouTube thing and the art thing in January, it wasn't until February until I actually sat down and tried to make some goals for myself. So, I'm going to go through the goals one by one and maybe talk a little about each one, whether I succeeded in meeting the goal, or if I failed to meet the goal, or if it's like a maybe, somewhere in the middle. So, for my 2021 easy goals, number 1 was consistently make more art. And I have to say, that one, I absolutely hit it. In 2020, I made 10 videos for YouTube, but only produced about 4.5 pieces of art. And that was a terrible year. In 2019, I did more than that. So 2020, I mean, it was a hard year for everyone, but we won't get into that. But yeah, it was not a good year for me, art-wise, or video-wise. Which brings us to the second goal, which is to consistently make more YouTube content. So in 2021, I made 51 videos and produced 16 pieces of art. So that was a very good year for me. That's my most productive year since I started YouTube. Or since I started even taking the art thing more seriously. Now, is every piece of art I made a masterpiece? Absolutely not. Do I like most of them? Yes. Do I like all of them? No. No, I don't. Which brings us to goal number 3. Goal number 3 was to reach the YouTube threshold. That's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, or 240,000 minutes of watch time. Did I hit this goal? Not really. But it's a maybe. I'm going to put it as a maybe because I met one of the goals, but I didn't meet the second goal. So, that's something to work on. I think I understand, based on the information YouTube gives you, why I didn't meet those goals, and what I might be able to do to accelerate. Moving on to goal number 4. That one was to use more mediums. And I can say I did that. I definitely used a couple of new mediums this year that I may have dabbled with in the past, but never actually gave a real shot. I did also get the Faber-Castell Polychromo pencils, which, while I've used colored pencils before, I've only ever used Prismacolors, so those two things are completely different. Yeah, that's like comparing acrylic and oils. They act differently, they blend differently, they might as well be two different mediums, so I'm going to count that one. So did I use more mediums? Yes. Goal number 5 was to practice with and get better at using my airbrush. Now, I would say that I've definitely gotten better with it, but I don't know if I practiced all that much. I've used it a few times on projects for YouTube and projects off of YouTube. But it wasn't really practicing. I used it for what I needed to use it for. I mean, that is practice in and of itself, but I didn't put any time to just practicing with the airbrush in order to get a little bit more comfortable with it. I'm okay with spraying big areas and using stencils and other things like that in order to get shapes that I want and do that kind of stuff, but I can't draw with the thing for the life of me. Maybe one day I'll get there. Maybe not. We'll see. Number 6 on my goal list was become more involved with the local art community. Now, I'm going to give this a fail, but I don't think it's entirely my fault because, 2020 happened and yeah, the local community was not the local community. There was no going there to do stuff. There was nothing to get involved with. Everything was virtual, and I wasn't going to try and start through virtual meetings and things like that. Goal number 7. Overcome my imposter syndrome. Did I pass that? You bet I... Try this again. Did I pass that? Okay, so no, I did not get over my imposter syndrome. It's not debilitating, and it's not really that negative, but it's there. I am working through it and trying my best to overcome that little part of myself that tells me I'm not good enough to be doing this. And I don't know if that's true. I like to think it isn't. I know dang well that I have all the information in my head. And if somebody asks me a question, I know I have the answer to it. But when I'm doing the live streams, and I'm focusing on the art, and I'm focusing on the chat, and doing that stuff, it becomes a little hard to pull that information out of my head. I think I need a better filing system. Or maybe an assistant. Can we do that yet? Can we get mental assistance? No? Anyway. Which brings us to goal number 8, which was to learn to talk in my live streams more. I still think about the joke of the paint louder all of the time. I'm thinking that's going to be one of my first, t-shirt designs or something like that. A piece of merch or something that says paint louder. Not sure how to do it yet, but we'll get there someday. I definitely feel like I don't talk enough in my live streams, but there are reasons for that, because there are a lot of subjects like family, friends, that I'm not willing to bring up because I don't have their permission to do so. I hope everyone can understand that. There's just certain subjects I'm not willing to talk about on YouTube. At least not yet. Maybe one day. So that leaves a lot of, your personal stories at the door. And that does make it a little hard to talk about things without being sterile and only talking about the art. Which I'm sure some people don't like. If all you're ever doing is describing what you're doing, I'm sure that's going to get old. So that's something I still need to work on. Goal number 9 is a simple one. Make more crap. Yep, you heard me right. Make more crap. Everything is a learning experience. Everything is practice. So if you go into a new drawing or a new painting with the idea that you might make more crap, you're not really upset when you do make crap. But if you make something that isn't crap, you've improved. You've done what you set out to do. So I am always all in favor of making more crap. Crap is the fertilizer that grows better art. So let's get into the moderate goals. Number 1 on my moderate goals list is open an income stream. Have I done that? Sort of. I've got a little bit going on with the Patreon, and I thank those people for doing what they do and donating what they do and subscribing to me. They know who they are. They'll probably be listed in the description, but they know who they are. And it's not a lot. It's only a little trickle. But when you're dying of thirst in the desert, a little trickle is better than sand. Can't drink sand, can't spend sand. That also brings up the YouTube threshold. which is their monetization threshold. And I know a lot of people say you can't make a living on YouTube. I'm not looking to make a living. I'm looking to maybe improve my gear and get some new supplies now and then. And if there's a trickle coming from YouTube and from the Patreon, well, maybe I can get some new supplies or needed supplies a little bit faster than I normally would have. Which brings us to moderate goal number 2. Build Patreon to 10 subscribers. I didn't do that. I got to 3 by the end of the year, which is good. It's a start. But I didn't get to 10. So I'm going to give this one a maybe. I did increase the size of my Patreon subscribers, and I'm happy they're with me. But I didn't get it to 10. So I didn't fail, but I didn't succeed either. So that's a maybe for me. Number 3. Sell more original art. In 2021, I sold 1 piece of original art. So, I'm going to give that a check mark. Because the year before that, I sold 0. And the year before that, I sold 0. So 1, as far as I understand it, is greater than 0. Goal number 4. Sell more art prints. Now, for both of these things, the selling more original art and selling more art prints, that relies more on other people liking the stuff that I'm doing. And while I did make 16 pieces of art last year, which is great for me, they weren't the best pieces I've ever done. There are maybe 4 that I really, really like, a couple that I like, and a couple that I'm happy with, but they either weren't what I envisioned when I started them, or just didn't give me the results that I wanted from the piece. Which obviously means I've still got learning to do. We've all still got learning to do. If you stop learning, you might as well stop making. So let's move on to goal number 5, which is add more original content to my Patreon. And I'm going to say that this is also a check mark. I didn't add any video content, but I added the texture pack things, which apparently I've had labeled or tiered wrong this entire time because it's supposed to be for almost everybody, but it isn't. So I'm going to fix that. Thank you, Lynn Creative, for bringing that up. Or pointing it out. The texture packs are 100 different photos of different textures and things that, you might want to use as a reference. You're painting a country gravel road, well, I've got some gravel you can look at. You're painting, a building or a house, I got some brick and stone textures you can look at. And some wood textures, stuff like that. I think I might have overdone it with the 100 photos each because I'm running out of photos already. But we'll see if I can keep it up. I may break it down and back it down to 50 because 100 is a lot. Or I should have just started with 50 to begin with, and I'll leave it at 100. I don't know. And last, moderate goal number 6, try to offer more perks on Patreon. Without an income stream, and with only that little trickle, I can't really offer anything that I would have to spend on. which is why I did the texture packs. I can offer reference photos and maybe some new content coming in the future. Everything is up in the air at the moment because we're looking at our old goals and looking on to our new goals. Which brings us to the hard goals. Hard goal number 1 is learn how to find a sponsor. Now, did I learn how to find a sponsor? Nope. I understand more about the process, and I've definitely gathered some new information on the process, but I wouldn't say I fully understand it yet, and I'm probably making it harder in my head than it actually is. But I'm getting there, so that's a maybe. I've added more information, but I'm not grasping the big picture yet. Hard goals number 2. Get a DSLR camera. I'm looking for a used one, and I go every now and then to local pawn shops and secondhand stores, and I'm looking for something that I can afford. Again, going back to that trickle. The trickle is not big enough for me to afford a camera. Not even a used one. Not at the moment. So, that clearly isn't going to get there. And then hard goal number 3 was to replace my computer. Did I replace it? No. Am I keeping it limping along and surviving? I'd say yes. I have added a few components to it that has upped its game, so to speak. But it's definitely showing its age, and hopefully it holds on long enough for me to finally replace it as I build on my trickle. So that's my 2021 goals. Did I make all of them? Nope. Did I fail all of them? Nope. So that's good. And I'm not afraid, like some of these goals weren't here in February. I'm not afraid to add a new goal if I've finished one, or if I've made a lot of progress towards one, then, I'll add another one on.
Hey. Hey, you. Yes, you. Do you make art? Do you sometimes need to make both very small and very large circles and curves? Compasses oddly shaped and hard to use? Beam compasses too long and unruly? Templates just too damn green? Well then, have we got the tool for you. The Finchum Radial Rectifier and Plotter. Yes, the Finchum Radial Rectifier and Plotter is so simple to use a caveman could do it. Simply extend the device, hold the custom molded carbon fiber anchor between your index finger and thumb, wrap the unbreakable carbon nanotube woven space strand around your opposite pinky, pick up your pencil and put 1 or 2 loops around the pencil, and you're ready to start. Too lazy to hold the anchor? Flip it over and use the stabby bit. The Finchum Radial Rectifier and Plotter is not available at any art stores, but you can get one now by calling 1-631-364-2706. Call now. Operators are standing by. The Finchum Radial Rectifier and Plotter, from the art of Joseph Finchum, maker of the kitty shoer and the camera clamp bar. But wait, there's more. Really call now, and we'll throw in a second one free. Why do you need a second indestructible Finchum Radial Rectifier and Plotter? We don't know, but you'll get one. Call now.
So let's get into the 2022 goals. Starting with the easy goals, as always, these are the ones that I can influence, and only I really have any influence over. And number one is exactly the same. Consistently make more art. I made 50 videos last year and 16 pieces of art, so let's say this year my goal should be 75 videos and 25 pieces of art. Or more. I do hope to be adding more content to my YouTube channel and to Patreon, so that may help add more stuff into the overall success of the goal. Which brings us to number 2, which is, again, consistently make more content. I know that I want to add more edited videos to my YouTube channel, and I don't know if that'll mean cutting down on the live streams to get that done, or if I can work it all together. I'm trying to do both at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. Which also brings us to goal number 3, which is create some Patreon exclusive content. Now, I'm not sure what this is going to be yet. I'm not sure if it's going to be straight on tutorials, more kind of behind the scenes stuff. Like, because some of my projects, I start with an already drawn picture. Maybe on the Patreon I can do either an edited video or a live stream in which we actually sit around, hang out, and I actually draw the thing that I'm going to do in the live stream on YouTube. We'll figure all this out. I have goals. I don't yet have solutions. Which brings us to goal number 4, which is to do a once a month Patreon live stream. One live stream just on Patreon. And again, that could be working towards the YouTube live streams, or that could be content that never even makes it to YouTube. I don't know. Again, goals, not solutions yet. Goal number 5 is to get to that YouTube threshold, to meet both of the requirements. I have the 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully I can keep them. We all know how YouTube is. Every now and then they just throw a couple people away. But I'm definitely going to be doing more stuff in order to work towards that 4,000 hours of, or 240,000 minutes of watch time. I've explained in my live streams that YouTube doesn't count every view and every bit of watch time from live streams. That's why I'm talking so much about adding edited content to my channel. Once that video is up, everyone who watches it, all the time gathered from that, is actually counted. It doesn't start after it's over. Goal number 6, overcome that imposter syndrome. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm getting better. Let's make it happen. Number 7, again, just like last time, learn to talk more in my live streams. I know that I have large gaps in my talking, and the fact that I'm still having trouble following the chat, because man, does that thing jump around, and I don't want to miss things, so you got to scroll back, and then you got to scroll forward, and there is a little bit of dealing with that I still need to get better at. And if I miss the questions, I miss the questions. I can't really change that. But when you miss a question, it kind of leaves you in a dead spot where you have nothing to talk about. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm realizing the problem so that I can better understand how to fix the problem. And then, goal number 8, once again, is make more crap. Because I'll say it again, making crap leads to better art. If you're upset every single time that the project you did wasn't perfect, you're never going to make anything perfect. You might not even make anything good. You have to be willing to make crap. You have to be willing to see the problems you have and fix them. So, let's all make more crap this year. My moderate goals, I feel like I've been talking about this the whole time, but number 1 is to build on that existing income stream. I've got to make it to the threshold. I've got to get my Patreon subscribers up to 10. And I got to make more sales. And maybe come up with some other things like merch or something. I've got to build on the income stream I've started and make it to where I can make a living and stop doing odd jobs for other people to buy supplies so that I can make videos for YouTube. Because every little bit of that trickle helps me devote more time to my YouTube channel and to my art. And that's what's important. Moderate goal number 2 is build YouTube to 1,500 to 2,000 subs. Now, it took me 5 years to get to 1,000. So, this goal is probably a little out there. But if I continue to improve on my live streams, and I continue to improve on my art, and I continue to improve on the content and stuff I'm doing, I'm sure that I can increase the growth of my channel. Now, to most people, that might not be that important. But again, I gotta improve the trickle. We want that trickle to flow. Moderate goal number 3 is to build on Patreon. I wanted to get it to 10 subscribers last year. I got it to 3. I'm now at 4. 6 more by the end of the year. That might be possible. Hopefully it is. We'll see what happens. Number 4, sell more art. Again, selling more original art is important. And I gotta figure out ways of marketing my art better in order to make more sales. And I also have to spend more time on the art, which is one of the reasons why I also want to add in the edited videos to my YouTube channel. By doing 1 or 2 edited videos a month, I should be able to spend a little bit more time on those pieces and make them better, which hopefully might lead to more sales. when you're doing live streams, and you don't want to bore people by doing 7 live streams or 8 live streams over 2 months, 2 hours a clip, with the same painting or drawing. So if you put 2 hours into it, you get out what you put in. You get 2 hours worth of work. If you do 2 live streams, that's 4 hours worth of work. And it's actually not even that, because, I don't talk enough in my videos. But I do occasionally talk and address you guys who are watching. So again, you get in what you put out, and maybe doing edited videos will allow me to get out a little more and put in a little more, because I won't be held to that 2-hour time limit. I mean, before I started doing YouTube, I spent a good 30 to 40 hours on each piece, going back to it, back and forth, couple hours here, couple hours there. And since I started the YouTube stuff, and I started doing the live streams, which I thought was going to be really good for my channel, and turned out to be good, but not great. I think I was limiting myself in my art by trying to do that. That's why some of the pieces that I did in 2021 were my favorites, were the ones I spent more time on. The roses I did from my mom, the fawn paintings in the grass, and the dreamcatcher, sun, moon, landscapey kind of flower thing that I did. Still don't know what to call that. But those are some of my favorites, because I took more time to do them. Some of the videos I made where I only did a strict 2 hours start to finish, and maybe a little doodling and fixing of things after the live stream was over. Those ones aren't really my favorite. I like some of the designs, I like some of the ideas and the concepts, but the execution didn't give me the results I wanted. So hopefully, by adding more edited content to my YouTube channel and taking my time to do more, I don't want to say serious artwork, because I'm always serious about my artwork, even if it's something I'm making that I intend to be crap. Hopefully, if I concentrate on that stuff more, I will sell more original art and more prints. And my moderate goal number 6 for 2022 is add more perks to Patreon. Which again, back to the trickle. Got to increase the trickle to a flow, and then I'll be able to offer things. I don't have a full-time job outside of this, so money coming in is sparse, and it's hard to offer perks when you don't have anything to spend. But those are the moderate goals, and that's where we're going to leave it. I'm sure I'll think of more as the year goes on, and some of them I will add to the list, or leave them on the wayside until I'm ready to add them. But let's move on to the hard goals. So the hard goals for this year is to actually find a sponsor. As I said, for last year, I learned more about how to go about doing that, but I don't think I know enough yet, and I certainly haven't tried yet. There are, things and ways that can help you do that, and I have to look into those. But I can't make any guarantees because it's not something I influence. I can reach out and I can do the work, but when it comes down to it, it's a hard goal because it's someone else's decision. I could reach out to 100 different companies and get 100 no's, and that's fine. But I'm definitely gonna try and figure out how to do it, and hopefully we'll find a sponsor. Because hey, again, anything that makes this easier for me to do is worth working towards. Hard goal number 2, again, is get a DSLR camera. I want a decent camera so my reference photos can be better and my prints can be better. I'm still taking my pictures for my prints with a phone from 2015. I just got a brand new phone, and the camera is not as good as the old phone I have from 2015. And believe me, the camera on the 2015 phone is not all that good. It's good for a phone camera, but it's not giving me the best photos to use for prints. And if you can't make good prints, you're not going to sell any prints. So that's still there, and I'm still working on that, and hopefully we'll get there. I've said hopefully a lot in this video, but that's what goals are. They're hopeful thinking, they're wishful thinking, they're things you want to work towards. So number 3 again is replace my computer. Hopefully by the end of 2022 I will have a new computer, and that'll also help me make more things, because the computer I have now is holding up, but it's real easy to see where things are slowing down. And one of those things is definitely with the Adobe Premiere. I sometimes sit there and wait 2-3 minutes for an edit I made to actually do the thing, There's a lot of lag is what I'm saying. And rendering a video, oh my. I have waited a day or two for a 5-minute video to process. So, yeah, my computer's getting slow. It's not terrible, and it definitely doesn't have the networking speed that's required for all of this stuff to work. But it's not an antique yet. It's ancient, but it's not an antique. And then we have goal number 4. And this, I put this on the hard list because in my opinion it takes other people's interactivity to really be a successful goal. And so, hard goal number 4 is to produce more evergreen content. On YouTube, people refer to evergreen content as videos that keep people coming back over and over. Do I have a couple of those videos now? Yes. My airbrush unboxing video, my how to paint fire video, the painting believable water video, and I think the airbrushing a cosmic background video are constantly getting views. Those are the best videos I have. They are the most watched videos I have. So I definitely think I have to concentrate more on some of those tutorial style videos. And not just straight, here's me making some art, but here's tips and tricks and things that you can do to make your art better. But it's only evergreen if people continue to come back. I can make all the videos I want, but if people don't watch them, it won't be what they call an evergreen video. Now, how can I change that? I'm not exactly sure. I can tell the kind of video that brought people back, but they're not really the videos I'm most interested in making. I prefer experimenting with things over completely just teaching people things. But those videos, they definitely come up in people's searches for wanting to learn stuff. I've gotten many comments on the airbrush unboxing video because as I unboxed it, I looked up what things were and then mentioned them in the video. And a lot of other people, their videos for the same airbrush, they're like, and then there's this thing, which I don't know what it is. And then there's this thing, and I don't know what it is. But in my video, I told you what those things were and what they were for. And that keeps people coming back and actually commenting. And the painting believable water video, I don't know if it's tags or title or what, but that is also another video that keeps people coming back a lot. They don't always comment on that one, but from what I can tell by the analytics, they're watching the whole thing, and a lot of people are watching that video for the whole thing. So that's the kind of content I want to try and make. But again, that comes down to other people. And I can't control what other people do. I can only control what I'm going to do. So, I think that's where I'm going to end this video. If you have any goals that you're pushing towards this year, drop them in the comments. Maybe there'll be things in there that I can add to my goals. And maybe there's a couple of goals that I've mentioned that you might want to add to your goals if you have a list of goals. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you all. I read every comment that comes in, and I try and respond to every comment that comes in. So, yeah, let's keep this conversation going. What are your goals for 2022? And if you had goals in 2021, did you meet them? Did you succeed? Did you fail? I want to know. So, hit me up and let's talk. don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it really helps me out a lot. And I appreciate you all for being here, watching this video to the end, and I'll see you next time.